Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews. I'm Jen. This is my sewing room. Okay, Friday Sews. There's a whole host of us that do this. We talk about what we've been sewing, what we are sewing, what we're going to be sewing, and then a little bit of life if we have anything else to talk about. So, yeah, let's get into my sewing from last week. Starting with this Vogue 1694. It's a Marcy Tilton design, and it was published in 2020, so it's still in the books. If you go online, you'll find this. This reminds me of my favorite dress pattern of all time, which is Simplicity 8640. It's not similar in design at all, but rather just in the way it appears, kind of generally speaking. This is classic Marcy Tilton in that you've got weird stuff going on all over the place. It's very asymmetrical. And I love that about this pattern. And I will do a full review on it, but I'm wearing it right now. I made it out of 3 colors of linen. Got a little hidden pocket right here, but then I got a true side seam pocket over here. So it's like, what? The neckline is, you can tell, it's like a very soft V, but it's a little bit off center. I love those kind of details with Marcy Tilton. And I starched and pressed all of these pieces before I put them together. And, you know, it's linen. It's going to do what it wants to do. And I get now why it's so popular for a tropical climate. And people have been using it to make clothes in the tropics for years, like long hundreds of years. It's because you feel like you're wearing a cloud. I was out running around the other day and it was like in the 90s, and I thought, I am not hot in this dress at all. Now, it's a very loose fitting, breezy dress, but wow, I'm just so impressed with linen. Now I want to make everything out of linen, which I'm not going to do, of course, but you know, my fascination with linen continues. Let's just put it that way. This is linen. It's called chambray linen. It came from fabricmart.com. And I don't generally order fabric from them, but to be fair, I don't order fabric from anybody usually. And I'm really impressed with this. It's really nice linen, and I have a lot of it left over, so I don't know what I'm gonna make next, but you can be sure I will make something next because I love linen. I also cut out Vogue 8582. This is another Marcy Tilton pattern, a little bit odd, a little bit asymmetrical. You've got this drape thing going right there, but what got me with this is the line drawings. See how that's cut? Isn't that odd? I just think, I love it. And it's got a little bit of this kind of a neckline, you know, that asymmetrical thing going on. You can kind of see. I'm gonna make the tank. And what inspired me to make this, I had been wanting to make this for a while, but what inspired me was Trish at Pinky's Farm, who is a wonderful, sweet, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friend of mine. I'll link her channel up here. And she was making a top recently, back in March, I think it was, and she happened to cut 2 of the whole thing. It was like, how did she get 2 copies? Anyway, she gave me one, and she said, I cut this by mistake here. So I made up the top, and it reminded me that I don't wear tops like that. And it's mainly because I prefer to wear dresses. I really like how breezy and cool a dress is to wear in the summer. So I thought, you know, maybe I need to make more tops like that. And if I did, maybe I would make more pants to wear with the tops, you know, whether it's capris or cropped pants, that kind of thing, you know. Sometimes I just want to wear that. But for the most part, I wear dresses. So I'm going to keep making dresses. Well, anyway, with this one, I cut it out of this. This is kind of an experiment. I'm calling this kind of a wearable muslin. I've had this fabric in my stash. I can't even remember when I got this. It's been that long. It's just a poly cotton knit. It isn't terribly heavy, and it's got some lycra in it. It's got stretch, definitely this way, but not nearly as much this way. So it's not a 4-way stretch, it's a 2-way. And so I had that, and then I went looking for some kind of whimsical trim for the neckband and the armbands, because you can tell those are exposed and you can see them. See here and here. So I couldn't find anything, and I knew I had this in my stash, so I just cut those out of this so it'll look like that. I really wish I had found some kind of stripe or something fun, but I didn't, and I had this, and so it's fine. So that's kind of why I'm thinking it's a wearable muslin, because, you know, it may be the kind of thing where I like the pattern, but I'm not wild about the print or anything like that. So I don't know, I'm reserving judgment, but I did cut that out. I also cut out McCall's 6612 from 1979. This came from the Facebook pattern exchange site. I was ordering something else and I saw this and I loved it. So it's just a little sundress with tied shoulders, and it's got that cute yoke in the front. And so, yeah, I thought this would be cute for my daughter Michaela. She's my youngest and we are building her wardrobe. Actually, I probably should look at like a capsule wardrobe for her, because she's really a great problem solver, but she has, oh, I hate to say this, but not the greatest fashion sense. What she wants is things that are comfortable. Totally respect that, but I just think, you know, you could accessorize your comforts, you know, choices. I don't know. I'm working on her. You know, it's slow going, but I showed her this, gave her a couple of options, and she liked this. This is a microfiber sheet. Of course, it's a microfiber sheet. I thought it was actually a cotton sheet, but then I was feeling it last night and I thought, no, that's microfiber. So it's really pretty. It's gonna look really pretty on her. Now the trouble here is that this is a size 11, 12, and she is more like a 14. So I had to grade it up, and I'm hoping it'll work. I'm not good at grading. I do the path of least resistance. Well, we'll see if this works kind of method. Oh man, I wish I were just so talented as to be able to figure this stuff out. But you know, usually I read all about it, I learn, and then I get to something I need to use it for, and then I go, well, I'm just gonna make this up. So we'll see. But anyway, I cut that out. I was at Walmart and found a couple of bundles, and one was this beautiful gray. I'm gonna call this a hachi because because I have two hachi sweaters, and this feels like them. It is a brushed knit heathered gray. You could use the other side if you liked, but it is so soft, which is very common for hachi knits. So this might not be a hachi knit, but I'm calling it that because that's what I'm doing. So there's that. And then I found this sateen. I'm pretty sure this is a sateen. It's really pretty. And there are 3 yards of this. There are 2 yards of that one, I think. So I just thought it was kind of fun, you know. It'd be great for a dress for Michaela. She also likes dresses. So there goes that one. I am so pleased to tell you that my wonderful friend Carole Bevan from the UK, she started a YouTube channel. I am so proud of her. And you know what? She's a total natural. I love that. And I get to see her every week. I logged on this morning, it's Friday morning, and I thought, is Carole here? Is Carole here? I always look for her and Adam from Adam Sews. Carole's channel is called Sew Carole, and I'll link her first video up there. Actually, no, I'll link today's video up here. So anyway, I am so glad Carole has joined us for Friday Sews. On the life front, I have several things going on, but I don't want to bore you for hours about them. But I have big news. Big news. See this? See this? I'm gonna need to be making one of those. My eldest daughter is expecting. She's expecting a baby boy on November 22nd. Oh my gosh, I'm in the grandparents club. I can't believe it. I really, really, really am in shock. I'm just in total shock. They were not going to have kids. They said that from the time that they got married. They've been married 6 years, and I just kind of had stopped asking, and you know, it was like, look, stop asking. It's an ongoing conversation, but, and I just thought, no, they don't need to be bothered with that. I'm not going to bring it up. So I didn't. And then shortly before Mother's Day, they came over for the weekend and we're sitting at dinner, and she gives me a cup that says something about Graham. And I went, are you kidding? I am stunned. I'm still in shock. So I'm so excited. The only thing is they're moving currently live in Orlando, Florida, about 3 hours from me, and they're moving. They've bought a house in Charlottesville, Virginia. So they're going to take that baby with them. But it's a baby boy. I've never had boys. I've never been around baby boys. I mean, I kind of have. I've had friends who've had boys, but that's big change for me. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to be a grandma. I'm going to be a grandma of a boy. Oh, I'm so excited. So they've discussed names, but they are holding that information back because they don't want to be easily swayed, and they are taking suggestions, but they're just not telling us what they think, which, they need to do them. It's kind of like you do you. So anyway, I'm so thrilled. I am so thrilled. Thank you so much for all of your compliments and just the sweet things you said about me and my blue hair. And I know it's not for everyone. My mother was like, well, I like the blonde better, but Now, my mother is 83 years old, and I totally get where she's coming from. The thing is, I'm 62, and it's hair. It's just hair. It's all going to go back to blonde here probably shortly. You can tell it's starting to fade already. That's okay. It's just a fun thing that I'd never done in my life, and I thought, I think I'd like to try that. Have blue hair for, as long as it lasts, which is probably only going to be 2 or 3 weeks. And then, move on, do something else that's fun. I don't know. In my 60s, it's like I'm up for the adventure. That's really all it is. But it's fun, and yeah, I have mermaid hair. So anyway, thank you for all your kind words. Okay, so the question for this week is, are you Team Florals or Team Geometrics or Abstracts in your fabric selections? Well, I like abstracts. I pulled out a couple of things here. This is an abstract shower curtain that I got. You can tell it's got all kinds of things on it. If you're talking about like Ankara, when it comes to geometrics or abstract prints, then yeah, I am in love with Ankara. And this kind of reminds me of that, except that it's a very 80s version of that. And so it's really fun. I love a fun print, but my true love are ditzy prints. And I don't have any here. My absolute favorite, absolute top, pretty much head and shoulders above florals or abstracts and geometrics is a ditzy print. I love a ditzy print. This is a little dress that I made for my daughters when they were wee little, but you can see that it's a floral. It's just a teeny tiny little floral. Ditzy prints were very popular in the 1930s, and they're a calico cotton that is still popular today. I almost bought one earlier this week because fabric is on sale at Hobby Lobby. It's a store here it's a craft hobby store here in the US. But yeah, I almost bought one and I didn't, and I think I may go back and get it before Sunday, probably today or tomorrow. But it's just that small scale print. It almost reads as a solid from far away, doesn't it? I love ditzy prints. I think it reminds me of things that I made back in the late 1980s. Oh, I just love it. I don't know what it is that appeals to me about this, but I just love ditzy prints. Whoops, I forgot to do that. But I have a few florals. I'm definitely about a floral. Ditzy prints are usually florals. And I have some florals that I thought I would just show you real quickly because I'm absolutely in love with them. These are 2 sheets and then a piece of actual fabric. This is a sheet that I can't remember I think I got this from Trish on Poshmark. Beautiful cotton sheet. Look at these colors in that print. Oh, it's so subtle and yet so beautiful. English country cottage. That's kind of, it's like the older version of cottagecore. I'm just in love with it. And when it comes to fabric prints. So there's that one. This is the one, I think that's, no, did I get that from her? I can't remember. This I know I did get from her. And I love this. The colors. So anyway, I just love this. And it's a beautiful, just 100% cotton sheet. So love that. And then this is a piece of fabric that I used back in the 1990s. I used wallpaper border that looked like this. This is a Waverly print and it's drapery cotton. And one day I will make something from it. But if you were around in the 1980s, you probably remember this. It's very indicative, very reminiscent of the sorts of fabrics that we had back in the 1980s and 90s. So yeah, florals. But I am definitely Team Florals. So let me know which team you're on. So are you Team Floral or Team Abstract / Geometrics? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it there. Have a great weekend. As always, if you want to see a complete playlist of all of my Friday sews, have a look right over here. And that'll do it for me for now. And I'll see you soon. And take care. And thanks for watching. Did I say all the things? I think I did. And when I say, don't forget who loves you the most, I'm talking about Jesus. Yeah. That's what I do. My life begins and ends with God. So there you go. I'll see you soon.